When I was about 14, I was took on a habit of hiking about a mile west of our house on the railroad track to a peninsula down under the Multnomah Hotel where there's a waterfall. And I would go there and hike along on that peninsula and try to sneak up on some mallard ducks. And if I could get close enough, when they jumped up off the water, it was illegal to shoot them on the water. When they jump up off the water, I could try and shoot a drake. I did that on a number of occasions, and I only rarely got a duck, but it was very cold frequently, and it was a lot of fun. It was, for me, very exciting to try to achieve the goal, which is to catch some ducks unaware enough that when they jumped up, they were within my range. Well, one fine day, I started going down there with Joe Campbell's older brother, John Campbell, and this was before he got polio, and he loved that, and he went down there with me 2 or 3 times. Well, on one trip, it was extremely cold. It was so cold that ice was forming along the edge of the river, sheets of ice, and we sneaked along down there and jumped up some ducks, and John shot one, and boom, landed in the water. Well, we didn't have a bird dog to retrieve it, so we waded out as far as we could to try and grab that duck, that dead duck, and we couldn't do it. It was too deep. So we went back to the bank, and John stripped off his pants and waded out there up to his armpits to get that bird. And I thought, wow, I'm pretty hardy, but that was a little out beyond my bandwidth, and he was so happy that he'd been able to achieve that. Well, as we headed home, I wouldn't swear it was on that hunting trip or another, but as we were heading home with that ice along the edge, I stumbled over a limb of willow that had been, the bark had been stripped by the beavers, and it was under the water. And I got my foot under that, and down I went, fell full down in the water on my face, and dropped my 20 gauge shotgun in about a foot of water. And I had to reach down and grab it up out of the water and stand up, and I was immediately freezing. And we staggered up off of the end of the peninsula, and there was a little shack there that the railroad workers would build a little wood fire in and have lunch. And we went in there and started a fire. John started the fire and got me warmed up. I don't know what would have happened otherwise, because I was going into shock. I was so cold. And he helped me, and we got enough warmth in there that I managed to warm up a little bit, and then was able to walk the mile home without collapsing. But that was an experience that was very memorable to me. The falling in the water, John building the fire to save me, and the feeling of closeness and support. He was a wonderful man, and I loved John Campbell.